Hi friends! We are having so much fun celebrating the 4th of July weekend and Independence Day. And we've got our flags that we're waving. And even though this weekend looks a little different than what the 4th of July usually is, we still can have lots of fun. And I'm sure your families are making it lots of fun for you too. Well, in our Bible lesson today, in our Spark Bible, we are learning about a really great leader of the country of Israel, and her name is Deborah.
Deborah?
And look at Squiggles. Squiggles looks really happy because she always took time to talk to God and ask for guidance in everything that they do. You see Squiggles? Yeah. There's Squiggles. And you can find that on page 106 in your Storybook Bible, and you can find it on page 28 in your preschool Bible. Well, on the 4th of July, we celebrate our country, which happens to be right here on our big globe. What's the name of our country? That's right, the United States of America, or USA, or US. We've got some fun ways of calling it, but that's our country that we are celebrating. And we have lots of leaders for our country. We have presidents and vice presidents and governors and senators and representatives. But the great thing about our country is that we are all leaders of our country. We all have hands and voices and minds and hearts that we get to share with our whole country. We can help people out by helping those who are in need. We can support our leaders simply just by waving and saying hi when we see a police officer. And there's so many ways that we can support them. But as followers of Jesus, one of the most important ways that we can support our whole country is by using our hands to pray. And sometimes it feels like an overwhelming thing. How do I pray for my country except to say, "Dear God, love the United States"? Well, there's a really fun way that we can remember different ways to pray for our country, and that's to use your hand. And sometimes it's fun to use really big hands. So you can use your hand to remember 5 different things to pray for. The first one, when you use your thumb, is to pray for those closest to you. So say, "Dear God, help my family to be good citizens of our country, to love others, to love God and love neighbor." The next one is your pointer finger. And when you look at your pointer finger, you pray for those who guide and direct us, just like when you point. So that can be teachers, that can be, doctors, that can be the pastors of our church. So you say, "Dear God, help our pastors and our teachers and our doctors guide and lead me and my country the best they can." The next one is your middle finger. It's your tallest finger. And so that helps us to remember to pray for those that rise up tall among us to be leaders, like our president and our governor and our representatives. So see, "Dear God, help our leaders to take the time to ask for your direction and follow your guidance." The next comes your ring finger, which happens to be the weakest finger on your hand. And that helps us remember to pray for the weakest among us. So say, "Dear God, help us as Americans, help all those so we can all have all the same things, so we can all be free, we can all be happy, and we can all have peace." And the very last one is the pinky. It's the littlest finger, the cutest one, and it reminds you to pray for yourself. "Dear God, help me to be a good citizen, help me to love God and love neighbor, and help me find ways to be a good leader in our country." So that is a fun way as a family. You can just use your hand to pray for our country. All right, friends, we are going to keep singing our fun song together. And we are going to sing, "He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands." All right, we're going to add a new verse today, and we're going to say, "He guides all the leaders with his hands." He guides all the leaders with his hands. He guides all our leaders with his hands. He guides all our leaders with his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. As you end your time together as a family, I want to encourage you to give each other a high five and say, thanks for being a good citizen. So give each other a high five and say, thanks for being a good citizen. Well, I hope you have so much fun celebrating the 4th of July weekend together. Bye, friends.